Grapes. I really think that we're going to see more Jarvan when we get into best of fives as champions in an okay state. I just think it has to be picked later on. And you at least have that R to get on top of this. Is contestable. The threat of Annie at level 6 is going to be too great. And NIP going to brute force this dragon down successfully.
Yeah, and BLG seems like they already knew that wasn't going to happen. They're rotating Elk now to the top side alongside On to get themselves
I think it's kind of nice for NIP again. If he was seen hovering bot, opportunity for BLG to get a lot more control over here.
Oh, Aki, the EQ, it goes wide thanks to the seismic shove. The flash over the wall is going to prevent that curtain call from landing, but Knight will follow with the threaded volley and pick up first blood for BLG.
It's not good for Aki. Again, I really think that there's an opportunity here for NIP to fight like Jarvan 6, Annie 6 and change. It's really powerful for NIP, but Aki gets stuck. He gets caught out, and now there's no chance for NIP to get anything more than maybe a sneaky grub on the back half of PP God.
Or maybe a kill onto Knight. Nicely dodged away from as PP God goes forward. There's the Tibbers, and Doinby will make it an even trade. Now it is 2 grubs picked up for BLG, but NIP looking to finish this. Eyes now turn to Base 1 and Knight. They are setting a bit of a look towards the top side.
Yeah,
this could be big danger.
Yeah.
There it is. It's just easy combo there. Yeah, they caught PP God going back, and so that's just an easy kill.
Again,
Knight?
Okay, Knight hit with the TP out. Wow, that was close. Again, PP God, because he held that wave, he was chunked out. That's all that BLG needed to connect to that play on the top side. Meanwhile, though, NIP going to try and answer bot. Blast cone over. Bin in trouble.
Yeah, but Ben has the exhaust, he has the ultimate. He's also 3 levels ahead of where Leave was. This could be a little bit more difficult. Already dashing away from the Equalizer and that Cataclysm. But the Tibbers on top is going to make sure that Ben stays right where he is and drops down as NIP do find the response they were looking for.
They could look for more, too. PP God's here.
The wave has been taken down, though. It's going to be a little bit dangerous as PP God dashes in first. Depth Charge will knock up 2, but the Unbreakable Will is going to keep PP God available for a long time. Feats of Warfare secured for Ninjas in Pyjamas as they take down Beishwan and will be able to get on out. So NIP getting 2 kills on that exchange in the bot side.
Really big walkout.
The whole premise of the composition that we talked about in draft, right? So that means that they are much, much weaker. However, I think they're in general okay with the fact that they're able to pick up a couple of kills, most notably Doinby, currently sitting at 2-0-1, has the completed Malignant. So having him be able to get that ultimate damage continuing to ramp up is going to be very good. And remember, they already picked up that first dragon, so not much really to risk right now in terms of giving over that soul. As you can already see, the power of Tibbers and the power of Doinby going on to Beishwan as he just goes way too far into the enemy jungle.
I mean, folks, Doinby is fed, and there's a reason that the child's been climbing in priority in both LCK and LPL, as a Knight actually sidesteps the Chain of Corruption. Important that he did, as he was flashless, and if that connects, he would have fallen. It's a good clicks from Knight, but again, Doinby 3-0-1.
You can tell that the anti-damage is a lot stronger than it used to be, or it's just strong in general, because Doinby is hitting already.
Antibot infiltrated the system of Riot Games. As solo kill, trying to set up for Bin.
Yeah, it's not going to be a solo kill here on to Bin, but should likely be one anyway, as Aki's here as well. Nice tech here from Aki. He throws out the flag just to make sure he gets the assist gold. And that means that NIP are 5-2 over BLG.
First brick race likely going to be lost here by NIP as Knight's cleaning up that bot turret. But still good rotations coming out from NIP. They've made some positive plays. Again, we haven't seen that big team fight Wombo, but overall, they do have the slightly stronger early game comp, and they have been the ones using it better as I wide. Wow, okay, 14 was passed. Didn't matter that it was no plates taken for NIP on the top side. They melt that turret with more numbers, secure that feat and feats overall for themselves as NIP continues to make some good plays in the Rift here in Game 1 against BLG.
They continue to have a good performance against BLG. It's a very good sign here for the second round robin with this new set of 5.
Doinby sprinting down the river, has him blast cone.
On, he's forced to go forward. They land the seismic shove out of PP God, but the Unbreakable Will is going to keep him very much alive. Doinby just eliminates him with the Tibbers, and it's already a 1-0 in favor of Ninjas Pyjamas. PP God flashing away from the third shot. The 4th shot will find its mark, and now Leave is getting singled out by Bin, who has come into the fight and immediately made an impact here, taking down the Varus. And now Aki is in some trouble as well, as the gaps will begin to close. He flag and drags out, but Doinby's still alive. That Tibbers is still doing some work, and solo kills now overheated, and they'll get the kill in on to the Gwen. It's a 1-for-1 in that extended fight. And overall, Ninjas in Pyjamas still feeling good and still skirmishing.
Yeah, 3 for 3. God, they all burned Flash, whereas it was only Beishwan who was missing Flash, still has it up and is going to look for more plays as Leave flashless.
What an aggressive play here on to Leave, but as you say, no flash, and that means that he's going to be in a lot of trouble. The equalizer coming down from solo kill to try to burst some damage down onto the BLG numbers, but it's already a double kill for Elk. It's going to be a triple kill for Elk as Aki falls, and just as we were seeing,
that was actually kind of close to going down there, being that dopamine kill. That said, BLG, they're going to take the Herald, they're going to take top outer. Gotta imagine that one with more members. Get out with a 3-for-3. Now, after that last pick, have full control over the map as PP God's going to eat a chunk. They're going to reset the Dragon, but get a crash mid, and that's mid outer falling.
Yeah, and so now BLG feeling very comfortable about their game state right now, and a lot of it is just the skill shots they've been able to connect with both Knight and On. Those dredge lines finding every target seemingly as Aki goes over with the Hex Gate, and it looks like Ninja Pyjamas do want to try to find a fight. Flag and Drag lands on Elk, but there's no follow-up as the rest of the team is very far away. Instead, their target will turn towards the Talia at the Cataclysm will force Knight to flash away. Here comes that curtain call. Aki with the Flag and Drag, the 4-shot not going to be able to find him. And I think overall, NIP feeling very happy about this so far. Knight goes over with the Weaver's Wall. Will find the combo and take Aki down. And with no jungler, Ninjas in Pyjamas are going to feel very risky to start up that Dragon.
BS Flash.
And so instead, mid lane is going to be controlled by BLG. Equalizer comes out as the fight looks like it still wants to be continued here by Ninjas in Pyjamas. But that is all that they will find.
Ishwan's actually portaled his way health bar ward. So if Aki was able to get some health back by using jungle privilege on a couple camps that were up, real threat for the Dragon for NIP. That play, though, from Knight secures the Dragon for his own team.
Yeah, I mean, the skill shots from everybody have just been hitting, whether it's the seismic shoves, there's dredge lines for On, even though he goes down here. I mean, that just pure execution, I think, that is helping BLG win these fights.
I really actually like the angle that Aki took and that initial fight from NIP. I think that was decent, but of course, Aki not able to retreat with the team given the curtain call, got split up and taken down by a good Weaver's Wall from Knight. Has now been
making a play down here. However, Doinby gets hooked up by the dredge line. Tower aggro still being put in by PP God, which means that NIP will be safe for now. However, here comes Beishwan, the Grand Starfall, as well as a Comet Spear is going to take PP God down. Aki forced to go forward, forced to try to slow down the assault of Bilibili Gaming, but it will not happen. Elk with a deadly flourish will collect another kill onto Aki, and Leave tried his best to find a response. That's going to be another one on to On, but there's the seismic shove. Leave is down, and only the Soul Laners are surviving here for NIP. The second shot will find solo kill, and the fourth will find Doinby. It's an ace picked up for Bilibili Gaming.
Oh, Elk just posterized them in the shooting gallery there in the back half, as I thought the equalizer in the back half of the fight almost split the fight in favor of BLG as Elk falls to the Otacon, but I gotta say, still did enough work in this one to make sure it was BLG.
Far distances. And that means that controller on these major objectives is going to be very good. I mean, you can already see the control ward setup that BLG have around here. So NIP going to have to try to force their way in. They already land a Chain of Corruption on the Beishwan, but he doesn't take a whole chunk of damage as he dodges his way away from that piercing arrow. And now the re-engage can begin here for Bilibili at least a little bit. PP God has already popped the Unbreakable Will, but he's taken half of his HP bar. And with that expiring, it means that NIP are just going to run for the hills and allow for the Drake to go over to BLG.
Yeah, I really didn't like that equalizer onto Beishwan. Again, has the E and has the flash. So Beishwan burning flash to eat, I mean, pretty much Varus R and Rumble R at the end of the day is well worth it for BLG. And as you called out, Grapes, no chance for NIP to contest the Dragon. Maybe a chance for them to contest the Otacon. As a couple minutes later, it does a lot less damage. BLG does a lot more damage to it. And NIP, yeah, they're going to TP in, wall to cut off.
Oh, it cuts off half the members here of NIP. That means the Otacon will surely go over as Aki was unable to get into the pit. But now NIP looks like they want to fight a little bit. Doinby only lands the tippers onto On. He will go down, but what can the response look like for BLG with Elk and Bin so untouched in the backline? They completely are going to wipe out NIP. They stun up Beishwan, but the fourth shot will come through and lock PP God down. It's another double kill for Elk as Leave. Oh my God, Leave, he flashes forward and picked up a triple kill, taking down two members, and it's a 1-for-1 on the map right now. Knight chasing down Leave. Surely he's able to find it. Eventually an ace picked up here for Bilibili, but Leave just saved that fight for NIP.
Hero play from Leave, does burn the flash and gets some gold, but it's BLG walking away with both objectives, so Otacon secured. Soul point for a Hextech Soul
secured. LPL when he's able to really, contribute here in these later game fights, and now 5-5-5 on the Varus. However, the rest of NIP still not in a great spot as Doinby doesn't have his flash. He's going to have to try to fight his way out of this one. He pops the Zhonya's to maybe buy some time, as Aki and the rest of NIP are on the way, but they are very far out to try to support their mid laner, and Doinby will go down. PP God going to try to continue the exchange, and it actually is enough to take down On. So a 1-for-1 so far. Flag and Drag lands on the Bin, but the Needlework is doing a lot of damage, and Bin is healing up a ton, all the way back to full HP, as Aki's down to 20%, and that means that BLG can now turn maybe their sights over to the Baron Nashor.
Yeah, PP God couldn't connect with the combo onto Bin, so that kind of resets the map for BLG. And again, this game's been hectic. It's been a bit back and forth, but this is where the scaling of BLG is going to kick in. Again, ignore that solo queue graph from
yeah, well, I was going to say, what do you mean scaling? 52%
at the start.
NIP, right?
It was supposed to be a 52% NIP win, but I'm looking at these champions. We're looking at this game. We feel like it's BLG that are going to outscale. As, yep, there goes Doinby.
Yeah.
Flashless, Sonya's listed in the side lane, and he's going to fall to the double global combo of BLG.
And that's the power of this combination.
So, we have seen Elk really start to do some boom damage in the back half of these fights. Helped out by the fact that he feels like those curtain calls have been heat-seeking missiles early on, as they have only found the backs of NIP and kept BLG out ahead.
Yeah, as they say on NBA Live, he's on fire right now, finding those shots.
That's NBA Street, man.
Or NBA Street, NBA Jam.
Yeah.
Those kind of games. Either way, those shots have been hitting. And that means NIP in a bit of a dangerous situation. We keep finding these combos onto On, and that is good. But is it great? The 4th shot, it will land onto Aki. As again, I don't think Elk missed a single one of those, albeit not necessarily as impactful. But now the Dragon is up, and it's a 4v5 on the map for the next 25 seconds for NIP.
On didn't get Dredgeline off, or I guess he did get his R off there, but wasn't able to trade out for as much more. We have seen On go down early, catching some of these combos, and it has been enough for his team to actually overcome the rest of the fight, but of course BLG weren't quite in position, but they're trying to fix that now.
Oh, Weaver's Wallet cuts Aki off, the Dragon's at 4,000 HP, Beishwan can get into the pit, and he steals it away! The new pickup here for Bilibili is able to secure their team the Hextech Soul. And even in a 4v5 situation, even with Beishwan going down, that is a big win here for BLG. Elk goes down to Doinby, though. That's another chunk of gold into the Annie's pockets. But if you're BLG, you're feeling very happy that you're able to steal that one away.
I think you have to look Baron right now if you're NIP again. You just lost Hextech Soul. There's no AD, no jungler on the map. Rip the Baron, see what happens. I think this is a tough game for NIP to win later on. So yeah, I think burning anything and everything you have in your kit to try and make this one connect is the right play. Doinby though.
Oh, okay. Tibbers not going to find anything here. PP God, he goes over the Hex Gates. He still has his ultimate available. Going to go and flash forward for a 3-man pulverize and headbutt Bin straight to his doom. It's solo kill to pick up the kill. But now Beishwan is back up. Beishwan has that Grand Starfall, and he can come right back into the Baron pit. But NIP have no choice. They have to continue the aggression. They have to keep moving. They have to try to find something. But now the health bar's too low, and with that Grand Starfall available, it might be too little too late. Solo kill flashes away from the seismic shove, and now it's BLG who have tempo on the map.
Good defense from Knight, just kiting back and utilizing the Tulia rocks, the unraveled earth. It was enough to make sure that BLG prevented that Baron, and I really feel like this gets BLG back in control of the game. I know it's close on the scoreboard, but they have the Hextech Soul in their inventory, but does still burn the ultimate. Lower cooldown now that he does have access to 11.
Ooh, and they're fishing. On still looking for dredge lines, but this time it doesn't connect. And here comes the Tibbers. It once again lands onto the Nautilus, and Doinby's able to pick up that kill. How impactful will that be, though? The Elder's not spawning for another minute and 30 seconds, and NIP, without Tibbers, feel like it's going to be very risky for them to start the Baron up.
Not sure like how or if BLG can play the map. Bin might be caught here.
Yeah, he goes for broke, potentially on a solo kill. He might know that he's already met his doom. He goes for the snip, but Leave just snipes him down. Another ultimate utilized, though, by solo kills. Equalizer is now on cooldown, but two very Frozen Heart was just picked up by Aki to try to deny some of the auto attack damage and the things like that. So we'll see if that means anything as the fight has opened up around the Elder Dragon. PP got already popping the Unbreakable Will before the fight fully breaks out, so that means that he will be a little bit less tanky once the full fight begins in earnest. Control around this bush is very important, as Leave is going to get ulted by On, and a flash away is going to find the dredge line onto Aki instead. Grand Starfall comes forward. Has Beishwan gone too far forward? No, he has not, as it means that Leave will go down. However, Elk is now vulnerable as he gets flag and dragged here by the Jarvan. He doesn't even get a chance to pop the ulti, though, as he gets bursted down by the Jhin. Solo kill trying to do his best, and now it's Doinby stuck in a 1v4. Can Doinby do anything? Absolutely not. It's Elk Elk that gets the kill. Elder not even necessary as BLG are going to push down mid with the way that they have.
Yeah, Knight got so much out of NIP before the fight actually started up. I think it really made that one tough for NIP as they were playing a front to back already on the back foot as the flicks from Knight. And he got Alistar's ult out. It got a flash out. It got a flash out later on from Aki too. And that was enough space for BLG to function, for Elk to survive and rip through the rest of NIP as BLG wraps up game 1.
Bit of an anticlimactic ending to that one, but you're going to take it if you're BLG. 52 kills.